Today's game of the day was played in round 9 of the Reykjavik Open between Grandmaster Platon Galperin and International Master Hilmir Freyer. With that, let's dive right into it. We start with d4, d5, c4, c6, knight f3, knight f6. We don't have exchange Slav, but this one rather, knight c3 and dc4. Other options are, this is what was played in the game, but other options are e6, and another one is a6, which is interesting. Note that bishop f5 is a famous mistake because you can take, and play queen b3, attacking b7 and d5. People have tried e6, but it doesn't lead to much compensation. This has been proven to be better for white. They try this sacrifice thinking that there is some play, but bishop f4 stops rook b8, and this has been known to be good. Another thing you can try here is queen b6, but even that has been, proven as not that great after knight d5, if I remember my analysis correctly. Takes, e6, queen b3. Black sacrifices for some development. I think knight c6 is the move. But after bishop d2, knight takes d4 is not possible because we simply have takes, and e3 first actually. Yeah, e3 first. And if you play queen b6 now, bishop b5 check just completely ruins your king. So in the game we have dc4, and we have e4 by white controlling the center. White has not blended a pawn, but rather sacrificed it for beginner viewers or intermediate viewers. We have sacrificed a pawn to gain full control over the center. And if black plays b5, which he did in the game, there are few ways to continue. One of the ways could be, which is very interesting, is bishop e2. Most people play e6 to get this bishop developed. And a fun line goes a4, b4, e5. Takes, and we get a very fun line here with 4 queens on the board. And what move number is this? Like 11? This is a very fun line. Don't ignore the engine's evaluation. It's completely fine for white on a higher depth. Engine says 1.7, but it's closer to equal if you analyze this precisely. So we have b5 here, queen c2. And we have e6 here, bishop e2, bishop b7, short castle, bishop e7. And now white is ready to get some play on the king's side. He's eventually hoping for some e5 ideas, displace the f6 knight, and try to get to black's king when he gets castled. So rook b1, very, very interesting move, and you'll see why this move is so nice. I don't want to ruin it for you, but after castle, white plays b3. Pawn takes. A better move would have been to play c5 directly, put pressure on this diagonal, but it was hard to see this one. Black took, which is a mistake, and it will become very clear why that's the case. Rook takes b3. What to do? Knight d7, black develops the knight, and now white is ready for his plan to gain attack towards this king. He plays e5, and the logic behind is that you want to displace the f6 knight so that potentially at some point you can get knight g5 to attack this king. So knight d5 is played, and white just takes on d5, which is a completely fine move, and this is where black makes another mistake. He takes with the e pawn, and this is so bad because you are essentially allowing this pawn to get to f5 in the future, and then even f6, which is not great. More importantly, if you were to take here, then I don't have access to the e4 outpost. And when my knight can get to e4, it can get to d6 or f6 in good positions. But also after taking here, you get access to the c file, putting some pressure on the queen. But after e d5, I'm sorry, this point holds here as well. You're still controlling e4, but you're not controlling f5. That's I should have pointed that out. So with that, we have bishop d3, h6. If you play g6, then you are allowing bishop h6, which is obviously not good. So you play h6, bishop f5, bishop c8 is played in this position, I think. No, king h8 was played. And then we have this beautiful idea, knight e1. And now you see why rook b1 was played so early on, to get this rook a lift. I'm pretty sure the grandmaster playing as white definitely saw this early on. Rook e8, and he swings this rook across. Bishop f8. And now knight f3 comes in. So white is attacking with all his pieces. He's trying to add as many attackers as he can. This king is alone. The only defender is this bishop. So this is looking as a very bad day for black. f6. Now this kind of move is something you should never ever make. Never play f6, rule of Ben Feingold. You're weakening g6 terribly, and this knight is just waiting to hop on there. For example, f7 is really weak. This has to be lost. White just needs to finish it off. And he does it in style. He takes, gives up the bishop, queen takes, ef6, and well, notice you can't take because there is takes here. g5, knight takes g5, and well, black really resigned. So, like, this game does not have, like, both sides trading blows, but the idea I really liked was seeing the rook left early on with rook b1 and noticing that you could play b3, rook b3, and swing this rook across from move number 9 where nothing as such has happened. So like after castling, white had already predicted, even before castling white had already predicted this rook lift, which is really fascinating. And the attack was just smooth. Takes knight d7, and this was like awesome. Bishop d3, h6, and well, bishop f5, the knight went back, rook came there, like really amazing attack. So I think this game was definitely worth covering. Do let me know what you guys think, and if you would like more such recaps, I'd be very happy to do so. And thank you very much.